Mr. Boss, playing with the knife, talks to Pim and Charlie about silly Samuel. He totally forgot what his issue was, but he tells them that he was waiting at 123 Wacky Way for them. Pim was really excited to meet him. Charlie, who was literally curious in Mr. Boss's talent, asked if he ever messed up on doing that. He answered a no and started moving the knife much faster, which terrifies both Pim and Charlie, and they ran to work. At the street, silly Samuel yelled at both of them by saying, "Get off my property." Pim asked him if he was silly Samuel, and they introduces themselves. Pim, who thought it was funny after seeing some of Samuel's action, made him more angry and explains this is the reason he called them. Everyone thinks that he is silly and no one takes him seriously. Charlie points out, everything about silly Samuel is silly. His entire look, name and his cuckoo clock for a hat. He asked him if he ever thought that, maybe that's the reason no one takes him seriously. Pim also agrees with Charlie's statement. Silly Samuel was ready to try a new look and he offered his car for the ride, but it exploded at that moment. Back at office, Mr. Boss was bored and tries to convince Alan to go for a drive or something. Alan, who was busy cleaning, tries to resist him and continues his job. Suddenly somebody knocked on the door. He was there for a random inspection, just to make sure the building is all up to code. Mr. Boss secretly whispers to Alan how he built the building 30 years ago, which is a complete mess that could violate every code in the books. He also mentions, if they lose this inspection, they'll lose their office and have to move out. He assures he have some tricks to not lose the building. Then he kindly welcomed the inspector. Meanwhile at the hospital, Pim compliments the doctor and tells silly Samuel to not worry. The doctor came in with the test results and tells them there is nothing that they could do and shows them the results. He also mentions if they tries to do any modification that will cause death. Hearing this made Samuel much pissed. Charlie asked if he could put any clothes on him. Doctor explains that it is also dangerous for his life because he breathed through his skin. Pim suggests him to embrace his silliness, but all of that made Samuel angry and disappointed. Then they took him to a circus tent. Pim explains how the performers made their whole career out of being silly. The show begins and the three weird willies came to the stage. They choose silly Samuel as volunteer from the audience and called him weird. They bring him on the stage, which made his hand dislocate. The audience were laughing at him. He tries to get down from the stage, but one of the three willies pulled Samuel's hand. Samuel, who has no interest in it, and he kicked them, which made them fall down and the tent collapsed. The office was thoroughly checked by the inspector and it wasn't good. They enter a room and inspector was busy checking. Mr. Boss pulls his sleeves, revealing a brick. Alan tries to stop him before he kills the inspector. At the park, Pim and Charlie, watching and hearing to frustrated Samuel. Charlie, completely respecting his situation, requested for a silly sausage, which made him more angry and starts yelling at them. Others notices him and started laughing at him. He yelled without stopping. At the same time, back at the office, the inspector noticed a nail and asked Mr. Boss what it is. He explained that is the nail which holds the entire building to the ground, and he knocked down the nail with his pencil. Suddenly the whole building started rolling through the streets. People were so busy making fun of silly Samuel. He warns them about the giant yellow ball rolling toward them, but they kept making fun of him. Charlie and Pim saw it coming and move away. Before it could crush anyone, Gelt fixes the nail, which stopped the building from any further movement. All the people who were laughing at silly Samuel saw the building, which almost crushes them, and realizes he was telling them the truth, and they praises him and accepts him as a prophet. For the first time, silly Samuel was taken seriously. Charlie and Pim saw him smiling. Mr. Boss, Alan and the inspector came out of his building. He asked the inspector if his building is all right. He replied, it's the worst, that he had never seen a building like this in his entire life and he has miserably failed. He then said that he had a very good time hanging out with them and he really wanted to do this again and wanted to become best friends. And then he stands still. Mr. Boss tries to talk to him, but he turns into ashes, leaving both Mr. Boss and Alan speechless. Charlie and Pam were also stunned at the sight.